And welcome back to the All-American Kayak Series Dock Talk, presented by the True Patriot Outfitters and the All-American Kayak Series. What's happening, folks? So, as promised, our cell reception and just overall Wi-Fi connectivity, so on and so forth, all that when we were at Minocqua was really challenged. As the joke was, northern Wisconsin just got internet service, a few weeks ago. Bottom line is, it's such beautiful remote country up there that a lot of times we have a lot of rough service section up there. But I wanted to make sure to at least get a chance to speak with a couple of the top guys and just kind of talk about the truly epic beatdown that some of these guys put on the waters up there, man. So there were some serious numbers put up. For those of you not associated too much with the kayak fishing side, when you go over 90 inches 2 days back to back, dude, that's a hell of a day of fishing, okay? I mean, these are some serious stringers these guys put up. Or if you even come close in that area, that's a solid day. And the Minocqua chain of lakes up there produced that from these top guys here. So without further ado, let's go ahead and bring in the guy that come in third place. Let me see, is it third or was it second? No, it was third. Mr. Todd Martens, let's bring this guy in. How's it going, Todd?
How you doing, guys?
Good, brother. And let's go ahead and bring in the hammer himself, the dude that took everybody's money, Mr. Josh Luterbach. Josh, how's it going, man?
Good.
Good. So we were just talking before we got live here that it's some pretty remote area up there, dude. It's you guys were the ones that introduced me to the joke that just got some internet up there not too long ago, and it's gorgeous country though. Holy Moses, the pictures coming out of there. Have you guys always, had a chance to fish up there? Is this something from, you've seen this quite a bit, or was this something new?
Go ahead, Josh. Did we lose him?
Yeah, my family's had a cabin up here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
My family's had a cabin up here basically my whole life. And I've been fishing up here really hard for the last probably 3 years, adventuring to a lot of remote lakes. But for this tournament, I fished on a pretty big lake, almost 5,000 acres.
Wow. Todd, how about you? Is this new turf? You've been around up in these areas before?
No, not at all. I grew up we had a seasonal camper or a camper up there for years that I used to go up to Boulder Junction, Minocqua, that area quite a bit back in the day.
That's awesome.
And I try to make regular trips up there whenever I can still, just to get up there.
Right. Josh, for a guy like myself who's never been there, and when I was doing map study, dude, it was overwhelming looking at the amount of water that was in play up there. You see that and it's like, holy Moses, where to begin sort of thing. That, that had to be helpful. Well, you still there, Josh?
He's at the cabin.
Yeah, we might have a little delay. All right, well, we'll switch this over to you, Todd. So, that having said basically what we have there, Todd, it's like so much water going on up there. It looked to me though very touristy. After looking at hotel prices and campgrounds, that this is a very tourist-heavy driven area during the summer. Is that the case up there?
Absolutely, especially in the Minocqua area, downtown Minocqua. That whole area is very tourist trap for sure.
Gotcha. It seemed like that because I was just noticing, when I was looking initially, I was looking for hotels, and I got like, good Lord, I'm going to blow my budget just on hotels.
Everything, even the campgrounds up there are pretty high for just camping. Yeah,
because that was the second stage for me, was going to just straight camping, and I was like, man, $45-$50 a night for a campsite just with electric. I'm like, whoa.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you have a place that you stay up there, or are you camping and such?
No, I'm usually a camper. Every derby, everywhere I travel, I usually camp with a little group that we have. But this time, actually, we stayed at Josh's cabin.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he opened it up to us, and a couple of us stayed over there.
Heck yeah. Yeah, dude, you gotta do that. In today's landscape, getting as many times as you guys can, that you can split costs and stuff. That is, it's a must these days to stay
Absolutely.
competing.
Yep.
Josh, you got us back yet, buddy? There's might be a small delay with the audio to him, but let's see. Josh, if you can hear us, try switching to your phone, partner. Let's see if that makes it any better from that laptop there. So, Todd, I see on your hat here, and I looked on your Facebook, brother. I immediately had a kindred spirit with you because I too am with New Canoe.
Yep.
And dude, this is my second year in the Unlimited. First time I've ever been in kayaks. I have now, though. I have had a chance to see from the dark side. I took a PA out because I wanted to know. I
No.
mean, I had only been in an Unlimited. So
Yeah.
I'm like, look, I've been on some big waters. I've been in some wicked winds. I've been in skinny waters with the Unlimited. And I got to tell you, this thing has blown me away. I love this boat. But
Absolutely.
I wanted to know, dude. I'm like, let me see. A buddy of mine had a Hobie PA, and I'm like, hey, you mind if I just take it out and spin it around real quick, and see what it's about? I got to tell you, brother, there's no buyer's remorse on my end because
No.
I'll put that Unlimited against that PA in stability any day of the week.
100%. I said it all the time. I have nothing against the Hobies. I actually was
Right.
shopping for Hobie for many years.
Right.
But when I first got into the whole deal, everybody had Hobie. Everybody I knew had a Hobie. But I got in with a dealership up here in Northern Illinois, Rocktown Adventures, and they told me the Unlimited was coming out. And I said, well, I bought it sight unseen, ordered one of the pre-orders. And I don't regret it at all. Like, I've taken it Lake Michigan, Sturgeon Bay, you name it, any big water, rivers, Mississippi River. I'm known fish over there pretty much, and zero regrets at all.
Now, do you run? I assume you run a motor on yours, yes?
I have a Minn Kota, yeah.
I was going to say you run a Minn Kota bow mount, or do you run any of the?
It's a bow mount. It's a Minn Kota bow mount.
Nice, good stuff. I've got both. I find myself in super skinny water. I run that Newport, the EPS system.
I thought about it.
When I don't need that anchor mode, you know what I mean? It's like I'm good. If I'm just back in the swamps, then I'll run that Newport just because you can bounce it off of logs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
No worries. Yeah.
Coming from the boat world, I came over about 4 years ago from the boat side, and I had to have spot lock. I just knew how important that was to me and the way I fish and how I fish. I had to have it. And I actually got the power pole, the micro pole too, right away. Fishing the Mississippi River a lot. I'm either spot locked upriver or I'm power pole facing down. So it's one or the other.
I love it. I've been considering that myself. You got us back now, Josh?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, actually, and it doesn't look like there's a delay anymore, so that's awesome.
Okay, good.
And you got a big old buck in the background, so you can't go wrong there.
That's right. No, that's the neighbors. That's the neighbors. So.
The neighbors got you.
Poor little Bambi.
Yeah.
So I was Todd and I were just talking there about the touristy level. It struck me as one of those tourist destination locations up there at Minocqua, and he kind of confirmed that to me just because, man, the cost of some of the hotels and some of the things up there is like, wow, they're not shy with these costs on some of these little hotels, man. So that certainly helps having the cabin and being able to open it up like that to guys, like Todd and others to help out. That's a huge help.
Oh, absolutely. Like I was saying before, my aunt and uncle have owned the cabin with their best friends for, oh gosh, I don't even know, 20 some years. And it's on a little 100-acre pond, and I've caught some big largemouth out of it over the years. But for this tournament, I didn't think something small was going to hold up over 2 days.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you guys. There wasn't a huge field. I mean, we had 21 guys registered in the end, a little bit smaller than what we really thought. Obviously, we were hoping to see a little bit more. Draw from the local side there. Guess scheduling or whatever the case may be. We'll do a lot of research into that and try to figure that out for the future type deal because it is such a beautiful area up there that when people realize just what kind of fishery we're talking about up there, man, then they understand why we would bring a national trail up there. It's just, but this is a place that, we would love to see 45, 50 guys, running around up there, maybe more. But so we were talking about this, Josh, I'll start with you on this. Leading up to this, smallmouth was pretty much what we all thought, right? I mean, that's what I was prepping for, was a smallmouth beatdown. That's where I was going to go. But it did not take long for you and your buddy Jordan. I mean, Hepner there, you guys put some big green ones up on the board right out the gates. I mean, Jordan had himself like a over 20-inch green, and you were showing me a picture earlier of like a 21-inch green. There's just big fish up there, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jordan, man, he's a hammer, and he's got a lake up here that he's got figured out pretty good. And normally that lake produces some big smallmouth. I've seen him put up like 98 inches on that lake. So I was pretty nervous about him, but his second day, his bite kind of died. It was really specific spots. The thing about the smallmouth is, man, they roam around.
Oh, man.
And I had so many waypoints where I saw them in practice and I caught them, and then they weren't there on game day. So I was telling Todd, I mean, I didn't make a lot of casts. I was just hunting for them, just looking on the live scope and looking. And then when you'd find them, those fish were hot. They were hot. I mean, once you found them, you could throw pretty much anything at them and they were going to bite it.
Wowzers. Todd, your game plan was the same, go in for the smallies, take what else comes in, or was it just fish and fish?
Yeah, I went up there with the intention of going after the smallmouth, yeah. I know it's a sleeper area for giant largemouth, though. And I was worried about the largemouth because, I mean, Josh knows as well. There's so many smaller bog-type lakes up there where you can go out there, you're all alone. They're 50 acres or less, and you could one day you could put up a huge number. Day two, you'd have to find a new one. So
right. Well, in a lot of those small lakes, isn't it true also that trying to get into those, making sure you find public lands, seems to be a trick. Because some of those, I couldn't see any access points to some of those
some
places.
of them I think are landlocked. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you really one of the apps I used to use quite a bit was Onyx.
Onyx, yep.
Yep, to try to make sure
I use it too.
Okay. I figured you guys were in the hunting side of things too. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a huge one to know what kind of public lands, what's private. For sure. So you guys go up there. Let me see. Josh, day one, you edged your boy out by an inch. 94 inches you put up on there. Todd, you still had a solid day, bro, at 87 3/4. I mean, you were right there in the hunt with this thing. I started reaching out to you guys immediately on day one to try to, see if we could connect with you and such.
Yeah.
By the way, I loved your guys is when you couldn't hear me. I loved your, we caught some fish, and that was awesome. That we kept it in the broadcast. We weren't going to take it out.
Yeah, my mom called me. She goes, we could hear you, right? I'm like, yep.
That's good stuff. So both of you, like I said, both of you guys right there knocking on 90. Now, Todd, you brought the steam on day two, and you put another couple more inches up at 89 3/4. That launched you straight up and in there. And Josh, you put another 90 up, 92 1/2. Jordan Hepner, he struggled a little bit. Well, 82 inches is not struggling, but still 82 wasn't clipping at that 90 range that you guys were banging on, and that's what left the door open right there.
Yeah, Jordan opened the door for sure.
Yeah, but like you said, it was that date. It's that 2-day tournament, man. It gets a lot of guys. It's one of the things that I love so much about it is it separates, because you got to figure out groceries, man, for 2 days, right? I mean, that's it changes your game plan. Josh, is this the only national series that you fish, or do you also dabble in bass, Hobie, that sort of thing?
This is the first one I've done as far as the national series goes.
Wow.
But hoping to do some more in the future. Yeah.
I was going to say, prospects are looking pretty good, buddy. I mean, this is the first one you're in.
It worked out all right. Yeah, it worked out okay.
Quit while you're ahead.
That's right. Now, Todd, I've seen on yours you fish a lot of some of the Bassmaster events
Yeah.
as well, and if you're like me, the Hobie boss until they open for motors, it's like
I did
sorry,
sign
dog.
up. So I fish lacrosse quite often. I do. That's one of my favorite fisheries. So I saw Hobie was coming this year, so I signed up for that one. Actually, I signed up today.
You got a
That's
pivot
gonna
drive?
that's gonna be rough. I don't know. I'm not gonna use the pivot drive. I'm actually gonna borrow one of the other kayaks from my dealer.
There you go. That's how to do it. Yep. You almost have to.
Yeah, I'm not. Mine's a barge. I got every accessory you can possibly put on that unlimited, and it's just not. It's not happening with a pivot drive or paddling.
And I've said the same thing is that I love our versatility in the new canoe
Mhm.
world, but dude, going from having foot steering, EPS, or a gear pod in my electronics and everything up there, and then trying to throw a pedal drive system into that, it's like,
Yeah.
bleh, I'm just not interested.
And
It's
then
just not my thing.
Josh is another new canoe unlimited guy too.
Yeah.
Josh, you're in an unlimited?
And
Yeah,
we're making
yeah. I have a
new
front,
canoe cool again.
I've
Hang
got a
on.
Frontier 12 and an unlimited. And for me, it's the stability. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'6", man. So yeah, it's the stability for me that I love about it.
Right? You're 6'6", Josh?
Yeah,
Good
And he's like
lord.
yeah,
Shrek.
yeah,
Dude, so
yeah.
you and my buddy Josh Deal. Josh is a large mountain of a human being too. He's a big boy, and yeah, man, it's I'm 6'1", 250. I mean, I'm like a potato on toothpicks, right? I mean, that's
I'm right with you. 6'1", 240, 235.
yeah. There you go. So it's like I see these guys out here. The Drew Gregorys. Josh Deal and I were standing next to Drew at the Bassmaster in Pickwick, and it felt like they were taking pictures of like Josh and I with our nephew there. You know what I mean? It's like, if you didn't know who he was, but it's like,
Yeah, Drew
now
and
I
Russ
see.
both. They're little people
That's how they get back into those sneaky areas, though,
for
bro. Is
sure.
because their boat, there's no draft, right?
They
I mean,
don't
they can
draft
just,
any water.
right? Yeah, we don't have that luxury. Well, this is sweet, man. I had no idea. Blake, if you're watching, buddy, hey, we're right here, man. We're bringing, All American, bringing the Unlimited team right to the forefront here. That's awesome stuff. No, Josh, I was telling Todd that I actually had a chance to get out in a PA. Impressive craft, but I got to tell you, now that I've seen, this kind of the standard, dude, I have zero buyer's remorse. That Unlimited is every bit as stable. To me personally, I'll flat out say it. It's every bit as stable as a PA-14 is.
Yeah, no, I say it all the time. Yep.
Yeah, it's right there, and it's about 60 pounds less too.
I stand all day. I walk front to back on that thing. I spin around on my 360, and I'm not a small guy. I can't sit and fish like you guys. I don't know how they do it, but I stand almost all day.
Nice.
I
Did
wouldn't
you
fish
guys?
out anything else.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I feel wholeheartedly about that. We're looking forward to the future, working with New Canoe and Blake. Even more with some cool stuff we got coming down the pipe here with our nonprofit work and such. And so
Yep.
we got a little fleet of Unlimiteds that I'm going to be traveling around the country with, and so that's we plan to stay that way with them. But so
It makes the sport accessible for tall guys and big guys. That's the big thing. And like people with bad backs, you can stand up, you can stretch out. It's just so convenient. It's like I said, I had a Bonafide before, and those are great kayaks, but it just
sure.
wasn't big enough. No way.
And I think that's the point, that you try to make to folks is not saying that other brands aren't good, dude. No, there's some great kayaks out
They're
there.
great kayaks. Yeah.
But what we're saying is you got to include the Unlimited in that conversation, because if you haven't had a chance, go out and try it, and you'll understand why we love this boat so much, man. Thing is just a dream. When I see people that have never been out, and I take out, combat vets, take out veterans, first responders, I take them out on the water, for our fishing trips, and I put them in an Unlimited with foot steering and an EPS system. And within an hour, they got their arms up in the air. They're chilling, they're relaxing,
Yep.
and they're just cruising down the water. That tells you everything. These are people that have never been in a kayak, never driven one before, and they adapt to it that quickly. It's like that's
Yeah.
pretty awesome stuff. So back to the fishing here. So Todd, you now, and I'm not going to get into where you guys were at, but we'll just talk in generalities. Day 2, did you go back to a similar area? Did you have something else that you went after?
No, I went to what I should have done day 1. When I got up there Thursday afternoon, I had about an hour of pre-fishing total before you had to be off the water. And I went to some little lake close to Josh's cabin, and I caught 3 really good fish really quick in that hour. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start there tomorrow. I'll have it all alone. And that was a mistake. They weren't there. Nothing was there. I moved lakes at about noon, or 11:30, I think, is when I pulled off the little lake and went over to where Josh was fishing. That was our game plan. And that's where I cleaned house in the afternoon and got up there.
Nice.
And then day 2, I started there. There was just what I should have done day 1, but I was trying to, I like to gamble a little.
Right. And Josh, so obviously I'll take from that Josh, you stayed in the same location day 1 and day 2, at least same lake.
Same lake.
Yeah. I had practiced all week. I went to a lake up in Eagle River that I stuck 97 in the spring. I caught 3 fish up there, and I was like, this ain't the deal. Thank God I did it on Monday, right? So then Tuesday I went to the lake I ended up fishing, and I caught like 92 and a half and just so many 18 and a half inchers. And then I went to a different end of the lake on Wednesday that I hadn't fished, and I caught another 91. So I knew I had plan A, plan B, plan C all over that lake. I could get to them, but it was long runs. I'm talking like 40, 45 minutes to get to these different spots where the fish were. But once you got them, they were there. They were there.
And that is the deal, man. If you gotta, if you've got the location, you want to have the power and the craft to be able to get you there, right? And that's a huge bonus. I think the most I've ever put down in one day has been like probably 12 total miles. 6 I ended up doing. Well, no, it would have been it was every bit of 12, maybe almost 14. But that was, running around. I had a 100 amp hour, battery on board, so that helped. That got me. Plus, I play games with the throttle. I rarely run at 100%. I'm like, 85, 80% is what I run at. That extends your life out just exponentially there.
Yeah.
That's how I do it too. Yeah. It was probably about 8 miles a day that I was running.
Wow. Were yours long runs, Todd, or were they?
Yeah, I burn mine to the ground. I'm on high all the time. Go. Yep. I've burned through 80 amp hours, another 50 I carry on there now.
Good Lord.
I want to see every part of that lake. I was a tourist up there. I was doing circles around Josh. Should have stayed still.
That's awesome. Good stuff. So, next season, if the All-American comes back into your neck of the woods there, you guys going to be watching the trail there for us? Is that something you guys might jump in again?
Oh, we'll be there, yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Definitely.
I'm not sure, obviously we have to talk to the boss and find out what they've got planned and what's going on, this and that. But I know the conversations will be starting soon for sure. And, we're starting to look, because a lot of places you got to get your permits in by September, right? So
yeah, it's pretty early. I'm not sure how early, but yeah, it's pretty early in Wisconsin, yeah.
Earlier the better.
Wisconsin actually is a lot of, and I'll say this because I lived in Minnesota for 10 years. So I've spoken to a lot of tournament directors up there. It's tough, man, fishing in Minnesota, working with the DNR, some of the requirements they have on the permits and such. Wisconsin was so much easier to work with those guys, and so I think that's why you see a lot of the lacrosse events for the Northern Swing.
Yes.
Because and plus lacrosse loves tournaments, man. That's part of the.
I love lacrosse.
Exactly. Yeah, it is a lot of fun to go there. I've told myself sooner or later I'm going to make Pool 7 play, because you'd think it's always in play, but I never see it really produce that great,
It's on fire lately. The last 2 major events to go through there, boat events, last weekend and a couple weekends prior, Pool 7 won.
Wow. Good
and
stuff.
I'm not a Pool 7 guy. I'm an 8-9 guy, but Pool 7 won both times.
Yeah, pool 8. I see. I know pretty well from my boat days. Pool 9. I love pool 9 on a kayak. There's just so much
Yeah,
water to play with down there.
yeah,
So, Josh, in your neck of the woods, you're from Wisconsin. It just says Wisconsin, United States. So you live in Wisconsin. Do you fish one of the local or regional trails down there?
Yeah, I'm from southern Wisconsin, southeast Wisconsin. I fish with Midwest Kayak Bass Club. We got three major clubs in the state, and that one's mainly located in the southern part of the state. We travel a little bit. We go up to Sturgeon Bay. We do some stuff in central Wisconsin, but we try to stay within like an hour, hour and a half of that kind of Waukesha County, Milwaukee area, just because so many of the guys are local. We have another club in the state that's up north, pretty much up here, runs their stuff up here, and then the one Todd fishes that was paired up with you guys for Saturday. They're kind of all over the state. We kind of bounce all over the place.
Right. That and Todd, that's the Great Lakes. Is that right? Is
yeah.
that the one?
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
And is that the main one you're fishing with, Todd? Is the Great Lakes there on the local side?
Yeah, I do. I do all the Great Lakes derbies, and then I try to hop into the other clubs, kind of help everything out. I'll jump into KBL, which is an Illinois Wisconsin club. I try to get in whatever I can. If I got a free weekend and there's a tournament going on, I try to jump in.
Nice, nice. Todd, what do you do for a living when you're not chasing fish?
Not a whole lot. I'm pretty much chasing fish all summer, but I do work for a large roofing company out of Chicagoland.
Nice.
So I do like project manager type stuff for a roofing company.
Okay. I was gonna say if you're a roofer by trade, dude, that's a hard haul, man.
No, I'm the lazy one. I'm the one that sits on the phone and the computer doing all the estimates, and I can do most of that from my kayak. I found out.
Ask me how I know.
Ask me how I know.
And Josh, what do you do when you're not chasing fish, brother?
I'm a high school teacher in Milwaukee. I teach at Milwaukee High School of the Arts, social studies. So summertime, I'm fishing all the time. I think I'm going. Today was my first day off. I went 8 days straight. So today I took a break though.
And now your team name, you and Jordan, is Jordan also a teacher?
Yeah, he's a school teacher too. So yeah.
So you guys get 0 points for originality on your team name, bro. Come on now.
Yeah.
I thought there was some sort of like OG gangster thing, the teachers, like the cleaners or something, like that. No, you guys are actually teachers.
Yeah, there were some funny names. I'll say that. Some guys are pretty creative there, but no, we were kind of last minute. It was the night before. I was like, I texted him like, "Hey, I'm on fish. You want fish? Let's do the team thing, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, let's go." And yeah,
that was my fault. I think I signed up. I signed up at 5 a.m. on the way to the ramp.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's one of the nice things that late sign up thing that Josh offers, to help guys out with some of that stuff. Well, and that's at the All American. It's one of the things that we are pushing to be known as a national trail, and we're national through the Midwest of the U.S. But at the same time, taking care of the heartland and making sure that wherever we go, local anglers feel welcome, to join the ranks and try, have a run at a 2-day event, man. And we pay out higher, as high as any, setup that's out there at a 90%, like a 90% payout.
Yep.
I mean, we're doing this with zero sponsor dollars. You know what I mean? It's like, to this point, Josh has created something that is phenomenal. It's about the anglers and for the anglers. So we just that's a real important thing to make sure that we've got that local support, from that side. That way you guys can get a chance, local guys can jump in there with some of us goofballs that drive 14, 15 hours to to get there and fish. So I'm going to ask you, if I go there to fish and I got a little trailer it's my operational base there. Good place to camp. Suggestion, Josh. I just need electricity. Maybe in a good shower somewhere.
My cabin.
Open for business.
Got a place I can
I don't
plug
really,
in?
you know what? I've never really camped around up here. I mean, the Northern Highland Forest is probably where I would go camp. There's so many small lakes up there that are just hidden and secluded. There's some
Yeah.
really good ones. Actually, the Wisconsin DNR's got a really cool program, research lakes up there that you report what you caught, and that's how they study fish and fish growth. It's pretty cool. So the
That's
Northern
awesome.
Highland Forest is probably what I would recommend to anybody. Yeah.
And Todd?
Yeah, I think Chad Davison stayed where I normally went. Camp Holiday, it's called, in Boulder Junction. That's where we used to have a friend of mine, I should say. They had a camper there also, and we just every summer we'd go up there and stay there. It was Camp Holiday on Lake Rudolph.
Dude, it looked beautiful. I was talking to Chad on there, and that background of that lake, I'm like, dude, that is gorgeous.
A cool little lake with the fish and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's 1,000 of them up here, man. There's so many.
Yeah, that one don't fish. That one.
Noted.
Yep, skip it. It's for looking at the loons, then move on.
So, I did want to ask this. Most northern natural lakes, pike and dogfish. Probably not many dogfish, but pike is that a critter you contend with up there?
Yeah, pike and muskie and walleye, all the lakes. That's what a lot of people chase around up here. That's, I think, why
Right.
some of these bass lakes are so great, because people target those big toothy predators, right? So yeah, you're gonna catch a few. I didn't catch any. I didn't have any bycatch. All I caught was bass while I was fishing.
Yeah, I didn't catch one. I caught one
I don't
walleye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught a walleye, but no other toothy critters. Not this time.
Gotcha. All right, Todd, I want your suggestion now. If I go up there, where's a place I gotta go eat? Did you find a place?
Well, again, Boulder Junction. I always went to Boulder Beer and Bar. They got great pizza. It used to be a Chicago owner, and so it was a little bit of home for me.
Good stuff. You're from the East
Chicago
Coast?
land, yeah. Now I live right on the border, out in the country in a little town. But I used to live down by Hoffman Estates, Schaumburg, the suburbs of Chicago.
Oh wow, good stuff. All right. So noted, man. I'll make sure to put that on there. I always like to, where do you good places to stay and good places to eat. That's always, for anglers, that's the number one thing. And I didn't get this gut by accident, so it's it's good food, man. Got to be looking for good food. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for taking time, out of your schedule here to come by, chat some fishing with us here. We didn't get down into too many of the details on the fishing, and I'm doing that for a reason, because the season's still hot and heavy.
Yeah.
You guys may be going into some other stuff up there. We want to have respect for that at the same time. People, if they want to see what you caught, they can look on Tourney X. It's right there, the fish submitted, and you can see them. And and that's the big key for us. The main thing is just people get a chance to get to know who you guys are, and I have a feeling we're going to be seeing you guys' face quite a bit more. And like I said, in the future we'll try to be doing these interviews right at the awards, and then we'll air them later. Then.
Sure.
Well, good stuff. If you guys need anything, let us know, and be watching for the scheduling here piece. Folks, make sure to follow these guys out here. The guy that swept the field out there, Mr. Josh Luterbach. You can get him at Facebook at josh.luterbach. And Mr. Martens. These guys, by the way, are the coolest cool, because they're all in New Canoe Unlimited, so they're already part of the family now. That's it. We got to stick together in there. Todd Martens at Facebook is at todd.martens.3. Instagram is at Midwest Bass and Bucks, and it's Bass N, the letter N, and Bucks. So make sure to follow these guys out there. Give them a little bit of like and follow, and subscribes on the YouTube channel for the True Patriot Outfitters, and the All American is a huge deal. You know what, guys? Before I send this thing out, I didn't even ask either one of you. Josh, you're a teacher. Are you, by chance, a U.S. veteran?
No.
No? Todd, are you a veteran?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Cool. I always like to check, because I think I had known Josh Booth for like 6 months to a year, and I get him on, and we're getting ready to interview, and I find out he's a retired U.S. Marine, and I'm like, for the love of Pete, how did I not know that? I mean, I own a nonprofit that provides kayak fishing services to these warriors out there, for us. And I'm like, how did I not know that? So I always got to remember to ask and just double
Yep.
check and make sure. So, well, listen, guys, again, thank you for stopping here. I'll get with you right after we roll this thing out. Folks, hit the subscribe button, hit the like and the follow. That's the best way you can support us out there and support the mission for us. As always, folks, tight lines, be safe.